What do you call your parents' friends' children? Do you call them cousins or family friends?
Parents, friends, children.
Yeah.
I guess family friends, I guess.
Okay, so that myth is debunked for me. Because like, I was watching this VTuber, right? Not VTuber. I was watching this YouTuber, right?
Yeah.
And she was like hanging out with her friend. But she said cousin, first of all. And to be fair, the friend does look like she's related to her. So, like, my mom and I were just there, like, okay, fine, that's a cousin, right?
Right.
Until she says, so what do you all call your family's friends' children? Like, because we say we're cousins, even though, like, she's my mom's friend's daughter.
Hmm.
And I said, you have to be kidding me, but you all look similar though. But anyway, that's besides the point. Looks have nothing to do with this. And then she was like, because I think it's a black people thing. And I'm like, I'm a black person. I call them my cousin. It depends. I told my mom it depends. It depends on who it is.
Mm.
You know? Like, if you're really, really close with those people, say like I have an aunt down the street. She's my flicking neighbor, but she's still my aunt, okay? She's my neighbor. But
Yeah.
like, this is my aunt. And her family, those are my cousins. And like we grew up together when we were younger, so like they call me their cousin, you know. But
Right.
like, say any other neighbor, like I have a neighbor that lives right opposite me, not down the street this time. This is right opposite me. They're friends with my grandmother, but they are not my cousins, okay? That's just my neighbor, fam. That's a family friend. That's my neighbor. I told my mom it depends on who it is, and she's like, yeah, I can see that. So I had to ask, are they cousins
Okay.
for you or just family friends, or does it depend?
Hmm. I would say it like family friends. I would just say like, oh, you're just like a friend of, the family. So it's like, yeah. I would still say family friend.
Okay, okay. Now, how old were you when you knew the correct phrase was open sesame and not open sesame?
Now you're just making shit up, right? Now you're just making things up
No,
because
I'm not.
it have
I'm not.
no way that it is open sesame, not open sesame.
It is open sesame.
No, you're lying. Lying is not good.
No,
Lying.
it is open. It is open sesame.
Who say that? Who say that?
It is open sesame, bro.
I know it's open sesame.
Okay, so Bingo Bean was today years old when he found out that is his
No,
open
there's no way,
sesame.
right? I grew up my
It is
whole life
open.
knowing it was open sesame. Now it's open sesame all of a sudden. Who make
It
that?
is.
Nah, who make that rule up though? Ain't
It
no
is
way.
open. It is open sesame.
Oh, so somebody
Okay.
wanna be different and be like, no, it's open sesame, guy, not open sesame. No, no, it's open sesame, not open sesame. Who
I
does
mean,
say
it does.
open sesame?
Okay, okay. I need you to tone it down. Okay, I need you to take some deep breaths and hear me out.
No,
Okay.
no, because it's just thing to fight. It's this thing to fight. It's fighting words.
Bro, if you think about it, right? Yes, yes. When I found out too, I was like, "You're flicking lying. I will throw hands." But
Hmm.
no, it it makes more sense to say "open sesame" because I'm saying it. But my whole life has been a lie, bro. I've always said "open sesame," and it
Exactly.
just made sense.
Exactly.
But like we not opening no sesame oil here, so I'm gonna use this.
Wow.
Like
Wow.
after I heard it, right, I was just like, mm, I I get it, I understand it, I accept it, but I'm not gonna change it. It will
No,
always
no, you're
be
still
open
wrong because
sesame.
nobody says open sesame.
It is open sesame.
No,
Thank you
no,
for
no,
coming to my debate. So we're
no,
moving
no.
on to
I
the
would
next
die on
topic.
the hell of it is open sesame. Okay? Hell no. Open sesame.
It's just open
Open
sesame.
sesame
Open sesame.
at all.
Anyway, I have a theory for you. To not upset you for the rest of the time, okay? I have a question for you, a theory for you. You ready?
Right.
Bro, Instagram had me like cackling. Okay, the next one wasn't from Instagram, by the way, but this one.
Hmm.
Michael Jackson never died. He just somehow managed to switch dimensions and ended up in Demon Slayer as Muzan.
Oh no, I've seen that. I've seen that. And yeah, it kind of makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, I saw the edit for that. I was like, no way. That edit was so clean. And just because of the edit, I had to talk about it. Anyway, one more thing. Actually, no, no, no. I think I'll bring this question up later. But anyway, let's dive into the first topic, which is have you heard about serial transmitters?
Serial transmitters.
Yes, just from that,
You're
that.
talking about people that kind of like transmit diseases and shit on purpose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You're a smart bean. Oh my gosh.
Okay,
Yeah,
now okay, Mr. Open me. All right, so
bruh.
I don't understand like what had to be going through your mind to just want to transmit diseases to everybody. I mean, you got disease on your own, right? True,
Yeah,
that's on you. You know,
yeah,
you messed that up. But now just because you mess it up for yourself, everybody like you want to mess it up for everybody else. It's like no. Why? Live with the consequences of your actions. That is on you, not me. I ain't do nothing. Why I had to suffer?
bro. I have two cases, right? And both cases
Mm,
involve men. It's a sad, sad time for the world.
wow.
But both cases involve men,
Subtle pause. It
right?
involves men.
It involves men. Yeah, yeah. So the first one I heard from Rotten Mango, okay?
Hmm.
Shout out to Rotten Mango, Stephanie Sue, and her researchers or whatever. I can't remember because it was like so long ago that I listened to it and I refused to go back and listen to it. But basically, there was a pharmacist, I think it was in an Asian country, and
Hmm.
he was very like, okay, he was like a very good looking pharmacist, so they say. And
Mm,
and he had a disease. I think it was like HIV, right?
no.
And he would go on dates with girls, chat them up or whatever, and then he would, do the thing they got giggity.
Hmm.
And then he knew that he had a disease. He didn't tell them that he had a disease. This is one case. He did not tell them that he had a disease. And then he would wait. He would wait until they came to him and they're like, oh my gosh. So, like, I went and I got tested and I think you might have so and so because da 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 da. Or, like, oh my gosh, like, you're a pharmacist and I've been, seeing these things. What do you think it could be? And he's like, oh, sweetie, don't worry about it. It's fine. Da, da, da. Right? Like, he would always talk them down,
Right.
and he would make it out to seem like it's not a big deal when in fact it is a big deal because peeps could die. Right?
Really.
And yeah, he was just doing this, and like I think there was a particular thing that the woman did, or like I guess when he got fed up of them he would just leave them. All right, like
Wow.
once they find out true for true, like, yo, you can't get rid of this, like it's not curable
Yeah.
yet. Right? He's like, nah, F you, you did this to me, da, 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 and he'd leave. And then he'd pass it on to somebody else because man's sick like that. Yeah, so that's one case. The next case, I suggest everybody like go and watch Rotten Mangoes. One, because she explains it better than me. I just going off of verbatim from what I remember. The next case involved the next man, and this is on a different side of the spectrum, right? He knew he had this. He knew he had this, and he would find men, right?
Yeah.
And some men knew that he had it. He had pills to like halt the like treatment, but it's not a cure, right? So
Hmm.
it shouldn't be transferable if he's on the treatment, right?
Right.
And this guy was like, oh yeah, 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 I took it, don't worry. For the people that knew and they saw the pills,
Right.
but he didn't actually take it and he just passed it on to them. The sick part about this guy,
Hmm.
both of them waited, right? But he knew he had it, and I think he's the spawn of Satan because he would wait until the allotted time frame is over, so that's the time frame for people to actually be able to get cured, right, or like help, right, so that it doesn't,
Wow.
right. So he would wait for that to pass, and then he would message them saying, oh by the way, you got HIV now, or you got AIDS now.
What?
And he did this, and both of them had over like 100 plus victims.
Huh.
Yeah, yeah.
You see, this is why some people need to not be creative. Okay. I just
You're one of those people saying your mama should have swallowed you.
you should have been a backshot boy.
Oh my word. I mean, to be fair, the next one was a backshot boy, like, because you could do it.
Wow. Okay. All
But
right.
anyway.
All right.
Yeah, he's like, your mama should have swallowed you. But boy, serial transmitters, I cannot. Everybody wrap it up, okay? Wrap it up. Do you I, when you go to get checked or whatever, the doctors always say, "Are you in a relationship?" They'll always ask, right? "Are you in a relationship?"
Mm-hmm.
No? Okay. When you do get in a relationship, bring your partner here. And if they don't want to get tested, that's a red flag. Leave them alone. All right?
Yep, yep,
That's
yep.
tips from doctors. I am not a doctor, but that's what the doctors be saying. So I again going back to Instagram, right? And
Mm-hmm.
it made me think, damn, that's really the type of world we live in, eh? so,
Yeah,
so it's like by the time I have a baby, some of y'all's kids gonna be buying liquor.
that's
That
crazy.
was the statement. Yeah, I said so too. And then I thought about it and I said, that might be true. That might be true, bro. Mm,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Honestly,
yeah,
yeah.
that's sad.
I mean,
Anyway, that is so sad.
we up there, you know. We up there now.
Yeah. Okay, so some people still look down on teenage pregnancy or whatever, right?
Right.
And then I was listening to the Bible, and Sarah was just like, and who told this man this lie that I'm gonna have a child in my old age? Conceive at the age of 95. Are you mad?
I mean,
But then she did, right?
wow.
And I said, Your eggs never ran out. My word. But then the Lord is the Lord. And if he says you begotten a child, then you begotten a child. but then
Mm,
but then there's Mary, right? And I think some
right.
people don't know this or forgot this. But you all look down on like teenage pregnancies. It became such a stigma. And then the Bible has been around for God knows how long. Literally, right?
Right.
But Mary had Jesus when she was 12.
Huh?
You didn't know that?
No, not no. Actually, I didn't.
Yeah, Mary had Jesus in like her preteens, bro.
Hmm.
Yeah, could you imagine how stressful that is, bro? I
But I
cannot.
mean, to be fair,
In those times, and on top of that, you as a 12-year-old just had a child, right?
right.
And then you hearing
Who?
quite in
How did?
Bethlehem,
Okay, if, okay.
quite in Bethlehem. No, that's where she went. But like wherever she was at that point in time, I can't remember. They said, all right, the Messiah is coming. Let's off with everyone's heads. All the children under the age of 2 years old gotta go. And you're like a new mom. You're a preteen. And it's like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'll be scared shitless, bro.
Okay, but like, who? Valid, being scared shitless. Yeah. But like,
Yeah.
who said Mary was 12?
Bro, I was watching The Chosen the other day, and they were like, she said I was 12 when I had him, which means it's most likely in the Bible. And then there was a next one. No, I found out this information way before when they said Mary was hella young when she had Jesus, like she wasn't even a full teen yet when she had Jesus. And then they also said about the disciples as well, because disciples are usually like younger than you.
Right.
So they said that how Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, right? They were supposed to be teens. And if we're going with that, then Simon, aka Peter, would be married at the age of a teen.
I,
But I don't want to get into that. But yeah, times were different back then. But and that's what it is always say with every century that passed.
well, yeah, but I doubt
Yeah.
times will. Huh? That's it.
We're not gonna bash Mary, fam. If the good Lord says you
No.
begotten a
I'm not
child, you
saying. I'm
begotten a
not saying.
child.
I'm not bashing Mary. I don't think anybody's bashing Mary. I'm just kind of confused as to
Right.
how all of a sudden the Virgin Mary, who's always
Mm-hmm.
been depicted as a grown woman, was
Mm-hmm.
carrying Jesus at a 12-year-old. How did that come about all of a sudden?
Because I think society would rather accept that it's a woman and not a child. But then again, back in those times, how young were they dying? But then again,
How
in
young were
those
they
times,
dying? They used
yeah,
to
yeah,
live
yeah.
until over a
But
hundred back then. So
but
like
exactly, I was not about to say that, but like back then, people used to live until like 300. So I don't
exactly.
know.
So like where all this come from? All of a sudden, it's confusion.
Caesar's rule. Caesar's rule. That's all I have to say.
Jesus
Moving
true.
on. Yeah. Moving on. Sometimes you just gotta act like people never happen, Like, I'm sorry. Who?
Wow.
Would you, would you live by that though? If like would you live by that? Depending on like if it's a relationship or a friendship. If someone did you dirty, would you pretend that they never happened? Like they weren't a part of your life?
I
Like,
mean,
anytime somebody mentioned it, they say, what? Who? I don't know that person. Who are you talking about?
I mean, you could say that, sure, but I mean, I personally would just be like, nah, I don't first person anymore.
Are you cussing in my ears?
Oh, my bad, my bad. Excuse my français. I don't mess with this person anymore. So like, yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be it.
Did you see the question I posted up in the Discord?
No, actually, let me check.
Okay, okay, no, 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 don't check it. I'm gonna read it to you, right?
Okay.
95-year-old Kenyan man finally marries 90-year-old lover after courting her for 6 decades. And then the caption reads, "Seems a bit rushed, but congratulations to them."
Oh my god! Wow. For real though, he has a point. They could have taken the time. I mean, hey, if they want to have a shotgun wedding, that's on them. That's they're feel free to
Shotgun
do
wedding
that.
is insane.
Yeah. So yeah.
A shotgun wedding is insane. At 95, bruv. In this day and age. Okay. Okay. My word. Honestly, before I read the caption, I said, and some people say chivalry is dead. And then I read the caption and I said, you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
But then I also said, 6 decades, bro? You courting someone for 6 decades? And then I had to hull. I had
I
to
mean
hush my
that. I
mouth
mean,
and hull.
you could say like that's old school love right there. You know what I mean? That's real
Six
old
decades?
school love.
What,
Yeah.
what, what? No, that's for people in Jesus and Mary time. You could
Wow.
afford to court
Wow.
for 6 decades. No, a serious thing. Back then, you could afford to court for 6 decades. No? Nah. I don't think I'd want to be in
Uh,
a relationship if you're courting me for 6 decades. I was shook when I found out that Stephanie Sue was being courted for she was this man's fiance for 10 years, bro, until they got married, right? I was shook if I didn't know that people could be engaged for that long. I honestly, I heard the most that people have been engaged for was max 2 years. And that was it.
2 years. I mean,
Yeah.
I've heard about longer engagements, but I mean it could be due to like jobs or financial stuff at one point. Like, yeah, obviously you're gonna get married, but I mean you can slow. At least you proposed. You know what I mean? So
At least you
yeah.
propose. Now the advice that men would say is, I literally saw this on TikTok where they were like, if he doesn't marry you within a year or two, leave him. I think he said a year. If he doesn't marry you within a year after proposing to you, leave him.
Oh, after proposing. Okay, right, right, right.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah. If he doesn't propose to you after 9 months or something like that, or a year or something like that, there were a few years inside there, but if he does, so I'd go with a year for each one of them. If he doesn't propose to you after a year, leave him. I'm like, bro, what? Why? And he said, this was in my mind, right? But I guess the person that was interviewing him did ask,
mhm.
and he said, because a guy knows if he's going to spend the rest of his life with a girl within the first 3 months, if he could see himself with this person for within the first 3 months of being together.
Right.
So yeah, if he doesn't propose to you by the at the end of a year's time, leave him. Because why? Why?
Okay, but okay, so if what happens if you actually do that, right? And then you miss out on actual good, person.
Yeah, but that's just his advice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Take it with the whole ocean of salt, bro. That's just
Ha.
his advice. Do if because he don't know. He should have spoken to the guy who courted his woman for 6 decades, and then his mindset would probably change. I feel, you know what? Maybe that guy thought about, well, how there's this saying of beauty doesn't last forever. And he wanted to know if he could still love her even if she turned old. And then after they both turned old,
I
if the
mean,
love was still there, he said, all right, this is the woman for me.
around 2 years less would have been, just good enough in my opinion. But
So they rushed it.
yeah,
They rushed
they
it.
rushed it.
Plain and simple.
They
but,
rushed it.
but but yes, congratulations to them though. I
Real,
hope that
real.
the rest of their lives are filled with nothing but joy and happiness. But you know what did cross my mind though? So they were just common law the whole time. Do they have children? This is what was going on in my head.
I mean,
Because to be married at that age and not have any children, bro, I'd be pissed. I am not Sarah.
well, no, I'm
And
sure
I'd be
that
gotten in no
because
children at that
here's
age.
the thing, right? There are people who Like married. I have children, but I'm not married. That's
Yeah, but that's God is turning his head. He's cannot.
yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but I mean,
Yeah.
there are situations like that where it's like people that's been through marriage or like relationship problems and whatever, and just like I just want to be with you. We want to be with each other, but we don't want to like go through all the headache and course of like marriage and all that stuff like that. So like they
Yeah,
have
but
kids, they have their families and whatnot, but like they're
yeah, but
not.
that's like common law business though.
I guess.
Yeah. That's literally what common law is that you live with someone, but you're not married to them. You're in a relationship. This is the most complicated situationship you'll ever hear about, right? You're,
Fact.
you're in a
Right.
relationship with this person. You have children with this person, but y'all are not married, but yet you still live under the same roof.
Yep.
Yeah, that is what a common law relationship is. It's like I got a man's, but he's not my man's. He's not my husband. But yeah,
I mean, you don't
so
have a title, but I mean, all it together.
I could never.
So you fancy more the title rather than the just being with.
No, the title has nothing to do with this. All right, it's more of a stable household. Because to me, it feels like this is messed up, bro. I don't know if I want to go into this now, but yeah, because this isn't supposed to be a topic. It's just supposed to be like a passing question. But like, say
Hmm.
you're in a common law relationship, right?
Right.
The messy thing about that is, I think after 5 years of like living together, I think it's the same with divorce as well. After 5 years, you can still get possessions if like you all split up, right?
Yeah, yeah, I believe.
Why would I do that if we're not married? Because you know what? Then a prenup can't be in place because you're not married.
True, true, true.
Right. And like I want to protect myself, bro. Like you just can't come and munch all you want to munch and then leave.
Munch.
Yes.
Mm, I didn't.
You
I
can't be coming into my house,
pause.
right? Eating my food, right?
Hmm.
Right? Be a father for the allotted amount of time that you decide you want to be a father, and then ups and leave when you get tired of this family life. And
But
then you take off my assets with you. Are you mad? No.
crazy.
But yeah, so like for people that don't know, at least from where I'm from, I don't know if it's the rest for like if it's the same for around the world. After 5 years, if you separate from your partner, your marriage is null. Like you're not considered to be married to that person after 5 years if you all have no contact and she just ups and leave you or he just ups and leave you. So
Mhm.
yeah, divorce by default. That's what that is. But yeah, bro, I don't know, bro. It's really not about the title. It's more about stability, and I need to know that, like, even if we don't get married, you're still not choosing to walk out just whenever you feel like it. Because some people get scared of that marriage thing. That's why they're like, oh no, 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 like let's just do common law because then they can't go around and fiddle with other people guilt tripping. You know what I'm
Whew.
Right.
Yeah.
But on that note, right, fiddling with other people's guilt children, right? So I saw this text message
Mm-mm.
conversation. I saw this text message conversation where this girl messaged her mom and she was like, Mom, what if a guy treats me like a toy? And you know what the mom's response was? What
What?
would you tell what would you tell your child if she asked you that? Dad, what if he treats me like a toy? Mm.
Turn on him like the toys did in Toy Story.
Okay. The mom's response was, then be Annabelle.
Oh, I like that. I like that. I like that. Yo, shout out to that mom. Shout out to that mom.
Anyway, so on to topic number 2, right? Since it's like on the same spectrum of relationships and whatnot, I heard a story that messed with me because y'all guys don't know how hard it is to be a female. Cause blind rage, bro. Blind rage. I cannot.
I
I
mean,
cannot.
I don't think we want to understand how like certain things of being a girl works because how you okay so like you ever saw that meme about the guy explaining how females mind work?
Can I tell the story first?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm calling the story blind rage, but it is not blind rage.
Yeah,
This story involves a guy named give me a name because I want to change these people's name.
Frederick.
Frederick. That's too long. Okay. Okay, just now. Okay, so we'll use Toy Story characters.
Also,
What's her
Sid.
name?
All right.
All right, yeah. Oh, okay. So there's Woody, and then who's the next girl? Who's Woody's counterpart? Female counterpart.
Bo Peep. No,
Bo Peep?
Jesse. Sorry, Jesse.
Jesse. Okay, so
Yeah.
we we have Woody and Jesse. These are the two protagonists of the story, right?
Uh huh.
Woody, this is a childhood story. So imagine all of them are children. Okay, children will be children, but boys will always be boys. And Woody got bullied because he was a bit slow, right? So people would pick on him and whatnot, but he still had a group of friends. The group of friends understood Woody is a bit slow,
Right.
but they never excluded him from games. They would always include him, even though he got the shitty end of the stick. Okay, most of the time. But things changed when Jesse rolled into town. Jesse knew that Woody wasn't all there, right? And I guess she was like, okay, this is my friend. I'm gonna take care of Woody. Like, they were always seen together. They were always like buddy. Okay. Now Jessie was a looker. Okay.
Right.
She was nice. Everybody had liked her. Everybody had a crush on her, but like nobody would mess with her because her literal group of friends is just all boys. So it's just like, nah.
Yeah.
Right. And then people just assumed that, well, Jessie and Woody were a thing. Because why not? Because they're always seen together. They're always laughing together. They're always eating lunch together. Okay. And sometimes outside of the group of friends that they both had, shared even, they would just spend time alone together. Right?
Right.
Cools. And then a new kid rolls into town. We'll call him Sid. I'm sorry, Sid, but we'll call him Sid. Right? Sid rolls into town. Wait, wasn't Sid the dude, the next dude?
the kid next door, yeah.
The kid next door. Okay.
Yeah.
Sid rolls into town. Perfect. Sid rolls into town, right? And he decides, just like the true villain of Toy Story, I'm gonna rip these two apart.
Ow.
Because he liked Jesse and he was a foreigner. Okay, at least all of them were there for like a good amount of years, right? They all grew up together.
Right.
Sid just rolled in like 2 months ago and decided, you know what, Jesse, you're gonna be my girl. And Jesse's like, are you mad? No, get away, right? She braced the dude, but she didn't just brace the dude. She embarrassed him. Okay.
Ooh.
Because Sid wasn't nice, obviously. Sid, when he first joined, he pretended to be friends with the group of friends, right? That Jesse and Woody had. But he never really liked any of them, especially Woody. And then something tragic happened, okay? He got the cojones and he went and told Jesse, I like you. How about you be my girl? And Jesse said, you're a mean mofo. No. You're so mean. You're not genuine. I don't like you. I'm not attracted to you. This, that, and the other. And she gave him the full 9 yards, bro. When I tell you, she embarrassed this dude. Okay? And like to the point where everyone stopped laughing after a while. And I think what set it off, because at that point she wasn't telling him this softly, she was screaming it at him, and it like got the attention of parents in the house. So like she embarrassed him from the whole neighborhood, and the first rejection was quiet. She said no, and then he got pissed and he brought Woody into it, and he was like, it's because you like that R word, right? Hard R, right? And she sent off, which is what sent her down this line of embarrassing him and his lineage. But yeah, so with that being said, he didn't take that nicely, but what are you gonna do? He walked off. Everyone thought it was fine because he just walked off. Keep in mind that Sid was known to fight people because he's not nice. Now, a few months go by, Jessie tells her group of friends, please don't tell Woody. I want to tell him for myself, but I'm leaving. Right? I'm leaving town. I'm gonna go to a new school because my dad is a man who travels for work, right? And right. So everyone said, okay, fine, you got this, Jessie, you got this. She wanted to she didn't want them to like accidentally spill the beans or whatever, because she knew Woody slow, and on top of that, she didn't want him to be upset for the rest of the time that they did have together. So she wanted to tell him very last minute. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, I don't know if that's a good idea, but okay. But yeah, everything went off without a hitch, right? It was good. Then it came the night before she had to go, right? So like late evening, say it's twilight, right?
Right.
Everyone looked out their windows at some simultaneous hour. Like everyone set off an alarm at this time on this day. We all look outside our windows and we'll see Jesse and Woody walking down the street, which is what happened. Not that they did that, but like, which is what happened, right?
Right.
And they lived close to the beach or whatever, so they saw Jesse and Woody walking down to the direction of the beach. They said, okay, they're gonna spend the last few moments, and then so Jesse's gonna tell Woody that she's leaving, and then shit went downhill. Okay, because some like it was getting dark. Like
Mm-hmm.
say so they spent like an hour or two, and
Right.
Sid got word that it was just Jesse and Woody at the beach. The kid who happened to spill the beans to Sid, I ran to the group of friends that were out just playing, doing their thing,
Right.
and he said, guys, Sid is heading to the beach and he had a knife with him. What? Okay,
What?
fine. So all the kids scattered. Who could tell the closest parents went to tell the closest parents. And so our their communicator here, the narrator here, who's telling this whole story,
Mm-hmm.
he was like, so I went and I told my dad, and like my dad and my uncle are working on this vehicle, okay? And so once they heard it, they dropped everything. They jumped into my uncle's car and they drove down to the beach. They didn't come back until like 8 p.m. And my dad sent me to the room, but obviously as a kid, you gotta gather intel, right? He didn't say that. I'm saying that. He had to gather intel, okay?
Right.
What he heard and what he found out at school, because what he heard, they were still trying to be very vague in the conversation because parents are not dumb.
Yeah.
And they also thought that, okay, well, he could be listening. When he went to school, they said, okay, so we had an unfortunate incident, yada yada yada, the whole school spiel, but they try to bring it down to the children easily.
Mm-hmm.
What had happened was, you think Sid would have, threatened Woody or whatever for his girl. That is not his girl, but is his girl. And
Right.
yeah, that didn't happen. You see, what really went down, because Woody ended up in the police station, he recounted the whole story, and he said, Sid came up to us brandishing a knife. And I got so upset because I thought he wanted to hurt Jesse, right? Because he came up and he was like, Jesse, you think you can embarrass me like that? You think I forgot, huh? Da 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 da. And, you don't mess with people on the spectrum because you never know what could happen.
Mm-hmm.
And that set off Woody, and Woody defended Jesse. Okay? Woody ended up murking Sid.
Oh.
As in, yeah, that's how I leave it at that. He murked Sid, and Jesse was like, "Why would you do that?" He didn't use the knife. He used his bare hands, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "Why would you do that? I told you to stop. Like, why would you do that?" And he was like, "Why wouldn't I? Because then you have to constantly be living in fear that Sid is not gonna leave you alone." And she was like, at the worst possible moment, right? Because he's still blind rage Woody. So she says, it's not like that. Like, you don't have to worry about that anymore. I don't have to worry about that anymore. He's like, what do you mean? Like, Sid is literally a bully. Like, he's not gonna leave you alone because this, right? And she says, no, because I'm leaving. It doesn't matter.
No, he murked her too. Oh God.
Yeah, he murked her too in blind rage, bro, because he couldn't see past. Like, what do you mean you're leaving? I just did this for you. What do you mean you're leaving?
That
Yeah.
she should have told him sooner.
I said so too, bro.
She should have been just honest with him and told him as soon as
Even
she
if it was
realized.
like 2 days before or like a day before, because on
Yeah.
that day, bro, actually, really and truly, we don't know what could have happened because she decided on her own that she was going to talk to him, and it was just the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
These are literal kids, right?
Yeah.
Literal children. Yeah. I don't know, bro. Have your parents tell the other dude's parents, and then Woody's parents will tell Woody. Because I feel like no one knows how to deal with that type of person better than the people that raise them,
Yeah.
because they would know how to bring across information if it's important to them. Like you don't just come and bring across, okay, so by the way, your grandfather died.
Yeah,
What?
yeah,
No, like that's not how you're gonna bring across that type of information.
yeah, yeah.
Like, okay. Yeah. It was
That
sad.
that's sad.
And
That's
I
sad.
was like,
I blame Sid.
yeah.
Not our Sid.
I blame Sid too.
Not our Sid.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sorry, Sid.
Our Sid is nice. Our Sid
Just to
is really, really
clarify
nice.
for
Shout out
those
to our
who
Sid.
are watching. Yeah. Well, not watching, listening. Well, you could watch with your ears, Yeah. Either way.
Bruh. Anyway, not our Sid, okay? Not the Cheshire Cat Sid. I mean, not him.
But it's so
But
unfortunate.
I don't know.
It's so unfortunate.
It is.
He just
It
didn't want
was
to
really, really sad.
lose his friend, and he was trying to defend because he assumed that he came to hurt her, but that wasn't the case. And then she kind of she
Oh
snapped
no,
at
no, no. Sid went there to like murk Jesse, but
oh,
like
actually
it
with
didn't
the intent
happen.
to actually okay
Yeah,
okay
intent to, right? But Woody was there, and Woody was like, "Nah, fam, we're not gonna have this."
that's crazy.
Yeah, which is why Woody was like, "No, because if I didn't do it, then he would still continue to harass you. Like he'd still continue to bully you. He'd still continue
That's
to threaten you. You know."
that everything just real unfortunate at this.
Yeah, yeah. And then I kid you not, bro. I think like a few days later, I ended up listening to a podcast,
Hmm.
and the podcast host said, "You think girls like to date guys that they know could kill them?" And I'm like, "What?"
Now, to
Like,
be
because
fair, right, you all have an unhealthy obsession with watching serial killer shit and documentaries on
why
some
you
weird
always
shit, right?
bringing in other people into this? Talking about we these females out here not like that, you know. Like some
And
people
now,
don't like to
I'm not
listen to
saying
true crime.
everybody, but a lot of y'all like that shit.
Yes, I was playing devil's advocate just now because I am indeed one of those people who listens to true crime. But yeah. No, because like I had to think about it, right? I was like, I don't know if I want that. But then again, if you're into kinky stuff, like, oh my gosh, choke me out. Like
Oh, okay, whoa, I don't know if it was going like that.
because I think in that same podcast, right? It's like well it has to do with survival. Oh no, you know what it was? I was watching a different podcast where it kind of plays off of that topic, and it was like tell me one thing or how he ruined it in bed or whatever, and one of one of the responses were was I asked him to choke me out and he didn't have the strength.
Nah, boy.
Yeah, yeah. If one, he didn't have the strength,
Nah.
and two, he couldn't keep himself up on his arms, and he kept like having to lie down on her, whatever.
That's
So
crazy.
yeah, so back to the first podcast, right? The first podcast, the host was like, I think it was Carlos, right?
Mm.
Carlos Vico. So he said to her, no, it has to do with survival because like before now, you know, a stronger man who can kill stuff is more attractive because you know he can provide for the family.
Mm.
So that's I think that's where that stems from. But yeah, I don't think in this case of Woody and Jesse that was a case because like literal children.
Right.
So let's go on a lighter note. Okay, I have a question for you. Do you think TV died when anime got its recognition, or when YouTube became a media giant?
Cable died when streaming services started popping off because
Oh yeah, because it.
YouTube was always a big thing. A lot of people used to watch YouTube and stuff. Now, not as much as now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Since movies and everything became on demand and streaming services like the Amazon Prime and everything came up, you remember how you
Yeah.
were so excited when you found out or you saw that like this movie or TV show was streaming and it's like because I used to be like I used to flip to the guy and when I saw Incredible showing I was like Incredible showing and I was like oh I was
Mm-hmm.
so hype and I said because it's been so long since I've seen it, right? And then when Netflix came and we
Facts.
got Netflix, I could have watched it anytime. Where you got the free movie sites, you could watch it anytime. And now that streaming services are up, you could watch basically anything at any time, whenever you want. So,
You know what are the pros or con? What are the pros and cons of like cable dying?
um,
I'm gonna tell you mine, and you tell me if you agree or if you have anything to add on it, right?
okay, right, there you go.
So I'll go with pros. You didn't have to go through the ads.
That is
Cons,
true.
you don't have to go through the ads.
That is also true because nobody will ever know you running downstairs to get people, use the bathroom, get a drink of water, this, that, the other,
The
before the
amount of
commercials
things.
finish, you know?
Facts. Facts. The
And like when
amount
you
of
hear
things
somebody
you
say,
had to get done within a
get back
commercial,
on,
bro.
I'd be like, just now, sprinting, like Usain Bolt, trying not to
Yeah.
spill whatever it is you're carrying,
Yeah.
just to make it back,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah.
That's so true, bro.
Yeah.
That was literally my argument. I was like, bro, no one, no, like no children. Okay, children now will never know the rush, the marathon that you had to do when commercial hit.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you have to get all your stuff done within that like 1 to 3 minute span. It's like okay, cool. So yeah,
He brushed
that's
into
the main pro
brushed
and
the
con.
fist. Wow.
Because now it's just like okay, because I was literally listening to Can't Tell Me podcast. Yes, I was on a binge with Carlos. Like he was talking to Dino and he said oh my gosh, no, because like Dino was talking to Carlos and he said, bro, like I could just pause that right now, like just pause it. Just pause a movie because I'm home, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you know what? You're right. You're right. Because no, you don't have ads. So the
Yeah,
only ad you have is the ad that you make for yourself. I'm gonna pause this and I'm
pretty
gonna do some ish around the house and then I come back to it.
much. Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, but like back then, it's like you're holding your pee, bro. You're holding whatever you have in you until it goes on break. Because this is a movie. I don't care how many times I saw this movie. I'm gonna wait until it goes on commercial so I could bolt to the toilet and then use it. Get some water, refresh myself, and then come back. I am so sorry for the people who didn't have siblings. I was one of those people. I mean, I had best of both worlds, but like, you know, on my mom's side, I was the only child until up about 16. Okay,
Mhm.
and like you had to listen out really, really carefully, depending on how your house is laid out, to when the movie started back because we don't have somebody saying it's back. Nah, we're like, it's
Really,
back on.
really.
Yeah. Like senses were heightened. Spider-Man had nothing on me back then, bro.
I feel that. I feel that. Don't it? As core memories unlocking there, bro. Wow.
Yeah, but like let us know in the comment section below if when did you think TV died? But
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
you know what's funny? Again, I'm going back to Instagram. Yes, bro, I had to wait on you. This is what I do when I wait on you. Okay. Tell me, true or false? Johnny Depp will always be remembered as the first person to win an argument against a
I
woman.
saw that exact same post. Yes, yes, that is true. That is true. He paved the way.
He paved the way.
He set it off. He paved the way. He built the foundation.
Oh my word! Please don't take all of your girls to court, bro, just because you want to
No,
win
no,
an
no, no, no,
argument,
no, no.
right?
I'm not saying take your girls to court. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he paved the way. He laid down the road work for actually proving that it's possible to win an argument against a female. And
Mm,
it can happen. Yes. Yes.
you sound so hyped.
Myth busted.
Myth busted. That is insane. Oh
uh,
my gosh. So I saw this caption on Instagram, right? And then, wait, how do you pronounce? Oh my gosh. You let me know if I pronounce it wrong. It's been so long since I've watched Naruto.
mm,
So it's like Jinchuriki. Is
yeah,
is it that?
yeah.
Okay, good. So there's this post that says they jumped the chillest Jinchuriki. All bro had was bubbles, right? And then the caption for this was why they jumped the six tails like he was an actual supervillain. And I had to think about it, and I said,
For real. That was the most mellow person in the whole series. The man fought with bubbles. And you jump him like he's about to blow up the village like like Pain did. Like I don't understand.
I thought about it.
Poor
I
Utakata,
really
man.
thought
Oh
about it,
my
bro.
god.
Oh my gosh. It was funny. Have you heard Wendy's coming out with a Krabby Patty?
No.
You know, bro. Okay, so I scrolled on Instagram too long, clearly, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it went Wendy's will reportedly release a real life Krabby Patty this fall. Someone subtweeted this, okay? And the thing was, I'm so torn hearing this. Of course, I want to try it, but it effing kills me, bro, inside knowing that Mr. Krabs sold his secret recipe.
Yep, yep,
Yeah,
yep.
but then again, when you look at there was one episode where they had the longest. If you play that clip now on TikTok to see how long people's attention span is,
Hmm.
they're not even gonna get to see the Krabby Patty, bro. Like if people knew who like grew up and watched SpongeBob, they'd probably wait to see the Krabby Patty. But there was this one episode where they said da 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 da, da, right, and they were singing it.
Yeah.
And the Krabby Patty came up so flicking slow. So slow that the person singing the song, introducing, like, revealing the Krabby Patty, had to take a breath in between. Do you remember that? He was like, "Tita, tita, tita."
Yeah.
When you look at it, it's fake. It's basic. It's a basic burger.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. You know what the funny thing is like
What?
nobody ever picked up the fact that a Krabby Patty, the secret ingredient was
Mm.
crab, right? Every
And
I thought it
that
was like some sort of sauce or something like that they
and that
crushed the
how
patty with and everything like that. I thought it was
the
some sort
Krusty
of
Krab is literally a crab trap.
exactly. So it's
But
like it just
but
really went over our head that like the Krabby Patty secret formula is the hidden ingredient is crab.
and that how Mr. Krabs and his mom are the only crabs in Bikini Bottom.
That is wow, mass genocide. Mr. Krabs have nothing on Itachi boy. Ja.
No. He and Itachi, same level, because they both spared one person and that person meant the most to them.
True.
But besides that, right? Hear me out.
Hmm.
Pearl is his daughter, right?
No, yeah.
Ain't no way, right? Because
No.
it's
Well,
not possible.
I think
But
it's
but
more
but
like
wait, 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 wait,
adoptive
wait, wait,
daughter,
wait,
as you say.
wait. There's a theory. Yes, the theory is that there are a few theories on SpongeBob.
Right.
One that we just spoke about, where crabs are the main ingredient for curry patties. We don't know where the hell he keep finding crabs to make it, right? Or if he just mass genocide everybody and then keep them in his giant freezer, for all we know. Or the next theory is that, remember, there was an episode where he told he was a sailor and he ended up killing a whale,
Yeah.
because, like, how else would you end up with a child,
Mm.
right? Because I think that whale had a child.
Yes, like I was about to say,
So
adopted
so
daughter.
it was Pearl's mom, and he's feeding Pearl's mom to, like, people, because whales are massive compared to crabs and literal sponges. Okay, compared to crabs.
Wow, but like for so long, one wheel for so long. Wow.
Yeah, but I mean, and then the theory gets darker for that one. If he does feed people whales, is that people the fishes whales, right? Is
Yeah.
that he keeps Pearl around and buys her anything she wants, and, like, make sure that she's healthy and stuff, so that when she gets older and
No,
bigger, like her mom was.
no, man.
Do I need to finish it for the people
No,
who
can't
clock
know where
it?
you're going with it already.
For the people that clocked it, okay? If you know, you know. But yeah, that's a theory. But I have another theory for you, right?
Hmm.
This episode is full of theories. That's funny. I think Mohammed would like this one. Shout out Renaissance Man from on Discord.
Yes,
But,
yes,
like,
yes.
this one, right? This one is my own theory because
Okay.
of how many animes I've watched. And I did not know, back to back, there was a running theme. Okay, the world is on a loop. I spoke about this in the last episode that we did, but I watched Undead Unlock and Devilman Crybaby,
Yeah,
and the themes in that was that the world is on a loop cycle.
yeah,
Yeah. So, like, who's to say our world is not on a loop? Because history repeats itself, and you just see things happening. You know.
yeah. That is true.
And Despicable Me. That was the next one. Despicable Me, because, like, how else would they know,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Like, at this point, there's so many things, so many shows that have a particular outline that is like, is this a real thing? Is
I
what I'm
mean,
thinking about.
aside from it being on a loop, it could also just be a simulation. And every time something goes extremely wrong, they either hit annihilate or just reset everything.
View from last save point.
Yeah.
Or, like, oh my,
Or just like gather a whole bunch of people, like select a whole bunch of people and click recycle all, and all of those people are
recycle all is
recycled.
insane.
Yeah.
Recycle all is insane. New game. Did you see that that TikTok or that post where they said, if you, what is it called, telepathy, right? You have telepathy. You could tell, for this 1 minute or, like, a few seconds, to
Hmm.
the entire world, what would you say? And they could all understand it in their own language. And the person legit mind effed everyone. And he said, another person has exited the simulation. 7 billion people are now left. I was like, nah, that's sick. I I would literally reach into my pants. I'd be like, what game am I in? Like, no, serious thing. Because what game am I in? Because I don't want to be playing Jumanji, okay? I don't want to be in somebody's Sims, bro. I don't. Those are the two games I don't want to be in.
For real, for real.
If the world was a simulation, right? Hypothetically speaking, and this is how we're always on a loop. What game would you prefer to be in? Please don't say Minecraft.
Um, what game?
It has to be really, really close, bro. Imagine being born in Apex Legends.
Nah, boy.
Because if you think about it, right, their
Mhm.
lives are literally on loop. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a theory that they all have like clones of themselves, and like playing back onto like a few episodes back where we said like once like you die, you move on to the next empty vehicle. But in Apex, right?
Mhm.
Once they die in the games, then their consciousness is just transferred over to the next clone instead of just random. Because like imagine having Mirage in Lifeline's body, bro. It's
Nah.
like, bro,
Oof.
yeah. So
That's
that they made it specifically so that their consciousness is just transferred over to the replicas of themselves.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes
I don't.
sense.
But dying over and over, though, that seems like hell. I mean, it doesn't seem like hell. It is hell. That is literal hell. But like,
I mean,
I don't know.
look at I mean, it doesn't have to be literal hell. Look at Poopex Legends. Shout out Dopa 2, by the way. If you don't know Poopex Legends from Dopa 2, check it out on YouTube. Funny.
That sounds like a funny name, bro. I
Yeah,
can't. I'm
it's
trying
funny.
not to laugh. I'm trying to take it seriously.
But
Poopex
if you want
Legends.
a good laugh or a good chuckle and you play Apex, or even if you don't play Apex, still check it out. It's pretty. So what Game Boy? What that's
I
a
think
tough.
Fallout 84.
Fallout 84. Okay.
Because if you think about it, right? Because we've played it before, right? If you think
Mm-hmm.
about it, it's kind of like Apex. We said this, but the only difference is it's not like cyborgs or whatever. Like it's not heavily cyborgs, right?
Right.
They have more machinery, so it's more believable that it could be attained.
I guess. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I still like it though, because you could jump dimensions and stuff. Like you could see other things,
yeah. True.
instead of being stuck in one spot.
Hmm.
Uh I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to be in God of War. I can say that.
Oh, no, no, thank you, no, thank you.
If my world has to be looping over, I don't want to be in God of War. I'm good.
Honestly, my Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah,
Mm,
I wouldn't
if
mind being.
your world was a loop,
Yeah,
that's the simulation you want to be in. Cyberpunk.
yeah, it'd be pretty
I'm
cool.
surprised you didn't pick Apex though, with the amount of or like the first Descendants. I'm surprised.
Yeah,
With
well, yeah.
how much
I actually,
the
yeah,
game.
Cyberpunk or First Descendants would be pretty sick.
Mm. Do you think that the world is looping though? Like, okay, we go from it from a Bible perspective, right?
Okay,
God flood the earth, right?
right.
That's one reset.
Yes, yes,
Mm-hmm. A next reset is coming, which is the Book of Revelation. It spoke about that.
right.
How do you think it will loop, or will the loop be different now?
Um,
Like, would you think it would because before the flood, right, of Noah, the world is technically where it is at now, right? Verbatim, let's say it, right? That things were going downhill. God didn't like that. He said, "Mankind, you have disappointed me, and I shall wipe you all out. No ands, no ifs, no buts about it." And he wiped it out, right? And then he said, "All right, Noah, that's it. 40 days, 40 nights have passed. Repopulate the earth. That's your sole mission." Okay,
right.
Earth reset. Everyone spoke the same language at that point in time because and then after they built a particular temple, I believe, because I listened to this morning, after they built a temple in God's honor to worship him or whatever, God said, "That is nice." Now he split everybody. He said, "I don't want you all speaking the same language." So I'm gonna split you off here and split you off there, and you're gonna speak your own language. All right? Because
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of wondering, like, where the heck languages came from? Because you had to think about, like, we all started speaking the same language at some point. How did it get to this point? But anyway, aside from that, so that's one reset. They rebuilt the earth from wherever the heck God said respawn here. I don't know, right? And then the next reset is coming. Do you think it would still reach the point where people say, "Nah, we're gonna murk everybody. We're gonna lost off everybody. We're gonna adult,
I I
commit
don't know.
adultery against our partners or whatever. You think we reset like that, or it'll be a different type of reset?
I don't know what I mean. Hopefully, if it were to reset, it would reset for the better. So I think
Hmm.
it'd be like a positive. Hopefully, it's a positive reset. But if we haven't learned the second time, right? Three times the charm, right? Hopefully, who
Third time's
knows?
the charm.
But I
Bro,
heard this
no,
theory
the
that like
Bible
every 3,000 years is like
says.
a quote unquote reset, right? And like we're on the back end of
Mm-hmm.
those 3,000 years. So who knows?
Yeah, yeah. You know what I was thinking about?
Yeah.
How the Ice Age happened.
Oh,
Like,
I mean, you
because,
don't
like, no,
mention
no,
me
no,
Godzilla.
no, 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 bruh, no, hear me
Before
out.
me froze the earth to prevent tragedy. Come on now.
I cannot with you. Hear me out, right? Listening to when God flooded the earth, right? The waters got so high that it covered mountains and everything, right? So if we're thinking about that, and we have literal mountain size or even bigger, or had bigger glaciers, right? The Antarctic, okay?
Hmm.
Wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be the remnants of the flood that happened like how much of it years ago? You
Ah,
understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm trying to say?
yeah,
Because like where would all that water go? You know, it had to be there somewhere,
yeah, yeah.
and like it just the earth just froze over because one, you had no life on it to pollute it for however long, and
And
two,
so you're saying certain areas thawed out, and then like the colder areas are still that's the big ice
yeah,
and everything like that.
yeah.
Okay, but then
Because I
how
think
would
I
that play
think
out into the theory of like beyond the ice wall is like a whole like other places?
the Grand Line, bro. We don't know. It's a
Yeah,
myth.
so it's
We
like
don't know.
the whole thing about the entire Earth being flooded. What if it's just like one portion was flooded in a controlled area?
Yeah, but right. So let's think about the Antarctic, like the Grand Line. Let's say it runs around the entire Earth. Okay, we just think it's the North and South poles, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what if? Oh my gosh, I think Toriko had it too, but I don't think they call it the Grand Line. I'm not too sure. Um, both One Piece and Toriko had a different part of the world where things look and work completely different. Gravity is different. The ocean levels are different on that side of the world. So if like the flood happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the world went into its second ice age, let's say so, because dinosaurs weren't roam. Let's be real, dinosaurs weren't roaming the earth when Noah was like here,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So the second ice age happened, and then it just blocked off. The ice formed, and it formed the Grand Line. But instead of a giant wall, like in One Piece, it had literal ice. It is just water because of the sea levels were different, and that just formed.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know what it looks like on the other side. Dinosaurs could still be roaming over there. We don't know,
True,
right?
true.
Because I think when One Piece started, bro, I can't remember. Like it was so long ago. I'm
What
literally
if
on
what
one
if they
1,000 something. Like okay, cause okay, I'll go with Toriko because I remember Toriko. Toriko,
Mhm.
he doesn't really have giant animals in the regular schmagular world that Toriko lives in. When he goes into the next world, the new world, I think is what they called. Um, the animals, the vegetation, and everything else is way bigger. And he's like, why is the gravity so heavy here, right? And like, why is everything so much bigger? And also, this is below sea level because he remembered that he jumped off a waterfall, essentially.
Right.
So it should be below sea level, but there's still sunlight and everything. Like he couldn't comprehend for like the first couple of minutes. He's like, how? But yeah, so we don't know. It could be like that.
True.
Sea levels could just be like that on the other side, or it could be leveling out now because global warming.
I mean, yeah, that's a thing too.
Yeah,
But
it
like,
could it could just be
what if
leveling
like
out now.
everybody on this side of the Grand Line is all the
Hmm.
stupid people, and all
Oh
the brilliant
Jesus!
people that were chosen to be like to actually to do something on the other side? Because where did this in the past 20 years? Where did this sudden advancement in technology come from? People
You
chalk
think
it up
like
to like aliens or whatever, but I'm just like, what if they were like, okay, so
what
on the
if
other
we
side of
are
this
the
wall,
aliens? What if we are the aliens to the other side? Say the Grand Line does exist. We call it the Antarctic, right? What
well,
if we are
okay,
the
so like
aliens to the other
we would
side?
be seen as aliens, and they would see us as aliens because we don't know we're the same, literally the same because we've been separated basically from who knows when, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like the insanely smart people or whatever that created technology and whatever will probably have space travel or kind of shit. This is a big theory, right? On the other side, and then somehow at one point in time the stars aligned and then like a group of people or two people crossed paths and each of us
Ah.
thought that we were alien, right? But
Oh.
then they had an agreement and then they exchanged information and whatnot about each side for and resources, whatever, and then that's how suddenly you have advancements in technology, like all that stuff. Who knows what we gave to the other side, but what we got from their
What the
side is
hell
like
can we
advancements
give
in
to the other
technology and
side?
all
Oh
that.
my gosh, test subjects.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
wild. You know,
What if
like
like we only use like what 10% of our brain, but they use 50?
no, no, no. What if we use that's just a myth. What if we use 50%, but they use the full 100? So say like they have telekinesis and stuff, which is how they were able to build the pyramids, right? Because like I don't know, I'm not gonna lift this up with my whole hands, with my own hands. I'm not gonna, telekinesis. We're gonna pick this up here, mind control, mind move it to this one, and we built the pyramids, right? That is how like back a day when the minions and them were with the pharaohs.
Why? Yeah.
That is how they were able to build the pyramids, right? And then like
But what if like
so
okay,
because
to,
remember, I think I told this before, right? The pyramids were used as an energy source. That was
uh,
their electricity back in the day. It used to power something, and science hippies still don't know why. What and why, how they had such advanced quote unquote technology back then, and what it used to power, how it used to run, you know?
yeah. But like just to
Yeah,
interject, what if like they brought people from the other side to build the pyramids,
that's what I'm
right?
saying.
But
That's why I
no
said
no
they were
no no no
here
no
with the minions.
but no 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 no, but we
Yeah.
lack the technology. Our people from this side lack the technology and the understanding to keep the pyramids how they were, which is why they fell over.
Oh.
You know?
The pharaohs who the generation that lived then knew how to maintain it, right? It's like keeping up a house. They knew how to maintain it, and once those people died out, or like, right, the generations just get lazy. They no
Well, either
longer.
that or like they weren't allowed to share the secrets. Only chosen people were allowed to see secrets, and then it slowly dwindled out
Yeah,
because you
because
have
those
like
those lineages would die off.
exactly. Not only that,
Yeah.
if said lineages showed like or had offspring that weren't as promising and did
Mm-hmm.
not have like the mental capacity or whatever it is to understand and fully maximize the learning and the or whatever, well then it just
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't make sense either way because it would be a struggle. So everything kind of just conform to how things are naturally on this side of the wall, you know?
You think back then when they made the treaty that no country is allowed to claim the Atlantic as their own, right? Atlantic, the Arctic. What? Bruh, it's that time. But like, they weren't allowed to claim it as their own.
Hmm.
You think that's just a meeting spot to meet the other people on the other side so that they get new information on what's
I
the
mean,
next
it's
steps?
possible,
Yeah.
possible, very, very, very possible.
Because I think if those people lived longer, right, and say they have like some anti aging, or like, oh, the fountain of youth over there, we can last forever, right? Because like if you think about it, aliens had to come from somewhere, right?
That is
The
true.
the invention of aliens also looking like us has to come from somewhere, right? Right. But anyway, so they meet up. They should also know what's in the ice that they stand on to meet, They should also know how to deal with the things that live in the ice, or like have been preserved in the ice, no?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So they say, okay, with how fast global warming is melting, that you all are gonna be exposed to the rest of the world soon. What's the next steps? What do you think we should work on next? And they say, well, according to my calculations, I think we should go on this. Right? I think this should be the next step, because we don't want you all to advance too quickly and then some people get big heads. All right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because maybe the world looped so many times that they saw, like the minions, the world end tragically because some people got information too quickly.
Or maybe that's why they were separated. That's another reason for the separation is because like one side has a certain trait that tends to go haywire when given too much power,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
you know? So.
Maybe that side is us.
Well, yeah, obviously, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, our world is in tatters right now. Come on, gosh.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I think the world is on a loop. I just hope that the next loop is a new game and somebody else takes over and
Fresh
it's
save
like
file. A
people are
fresh
not being
save file
recycled.
with no
Yes.
prior knowledge or no videos seen of what happened in the other save file to accelerate to certain points to change certain things. A
Facts.
natural
No
organic
cheat
playthrough.
codes.
Exactly, a
No cheat
natural
codes.
organic playthrough.
And it's better.
It's like people like kids in these days in this age like
Hmm.
discovering old and playing old video games for the first time and they don't know any secrets or anything.
Yeah, yeah. Give it that nostalgic touch, bro.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like come with it new. Make it new. Make it nice for the next generation. They're coming
Yes,
after us. The next how much ever centuries coming after us.
sir.
Yeah, but that's all the time we have for this episode of Mad Hatters podcast. We hope you enjoyed. If you have any theories of your own, let us know in the comment section because less work for me. I don't have to go and search for these things. If there's any theories that you want us to touch on, let me know. If you like this format of me to just, I have two formats of giving theories, okay? The ones where I do research and the ones where I just come and speak from my mind, bro. I think you can tell a difference. So let me know which ones are better, which format you like better. And yeah, if you're listening on Spotify, be sure to give us 5 stars, download the episodes if you want to listen offline on the road whenever current going. You can still listen to the podcast, right? Make sure to download the episodes on Spotify for that if you're into that. If you're listening on YouTube, give us a like, comment your favorite part, make a discussion in the comment section, and subscribe for more episodes because we have plenty more episodes to come.
Yes,
And
yes.
we'd love to have new hatters here to join us on these conversations. And we'll see you in Wonderland the next time we jump down that rabbit hole.
Later.